Hello everyone, welcome to my channel, whether it's an old one or a new one. Here are readings for more or less December. These energies are coming in with the sun in Sagittarius, and it's already there. So whenever you watch it, it's probably a good time for you to watch it. This time I'm using 3 decks. The Silver Witchcraft Tarot deck for general reading, Mariel Tarot, only major arcanas for the general energy for each sign, and Witches Tarot as a modifier. I will only choose 1 card for each decan of the sign, which is a novelty. So, that's it. And now, onto your reading. Enjoy. Hello, Leo. Here's a reading for you for more or less December time. Your cards are already shuffled, but first I want to draw 1 card, Major Arcana card from Mariel Tarot deck. Please guide me for Leo. Sun, Moon and Rising. This one, you have Strength, which is your card, which means you can feel very well in your skin, in your own skin. Here in Mariel Tarot, this card is so sensual. If you look closely, you can see the lion is in between the 2 legs. Definitely feminine legs, and the woman is praying here. So there is something very sacred here, but also very sensual. And also that's why this card is called Lust in many tarot decks. It's talking about merging with the inner animal, the inner beast, and going in accordance with it, not against it. Okay, so you have Strength as an overall Major Arcana energy, so I'm putting it next to the Temperance card, which is the main theme for the Sun in Sagittarius. Now, well, first maybe I'm going to draw 3 cards for 3 decans of Leo, because the sign of Leo can be divided into 3 parts, as all the signs. The first 10 days of Leo, starting about the 22nd of July, then next 10 days, starting about the 2nd of August, and then another 10 days, starting about the 11th or the 12th of August, depending on the year. So these are modifiers for the 3 decans of Leo. Please guide me for this. We have 1, 5 of Swords, the first decan. The second decan has 8 of Wands. The cards are similar, but the energy is quite different. And 6 of Swords for the third decan. So a movement energy for the 2 decans, for the second and third decan, energy of movement and change. Okay, now cards for the main reading. Please guide me for Leo. Sun, Moon and Rising. Right. This is you. You have the Sun. Oh, lots of energy here. Let's first put the cards and then we'll see what's going on with Leo this month. Okay. At the bottom of the deck, 5 of Swords. So for some of you, especially born at the beginning of Leo, we have this discordant, difficult energy of Five of Swords, because Five of Swords is my way or highway energy. I think this is the moon in Aquarius. Sorry, the Venus in Aquarius, which is the opposite sign to you. And it talks about taking things too personally and thinking too much about my ego, about myself, and not being able to catch correct distance, correct perspective on things, which often brings suffering and the feeling of being dumped, and often humiliation. It is never a win-win situation. Someone always has to lose here. So a difficult energy. Of course, it can mean you should pay attention to this and not be involved in situations like this. Let's look at your other cards. Well, you start off well with the Sun. But the Sun is also the ego. So maybe there is something about this ego which is very strong in Leo, because Leo is focused on himself or herself. It's a very self-centered, I would say, sign, designed to radiate the inner beauty, the core of who I am. It's always about me and me and me. So this Sun can mean this, but generally, Sun is joy, success, happiness, being vibrant, being bright, being creative, being the source of light. Sometimes too bright, sometimes too hot. When you exceed something, when you do too much, when you shine too much. So I always take it into consideration. Each and every card in tarot, even the best ones like the Sun, has its shadow side, or the edge, or whatever you call it. Let's look. The main outer influence here is the world. So another very positive card overall. The world is the card of the lesson learned, of the cycle ending with success. So again, success, ending something and being able to begin something new, because this is really ended. The cycle is complete. This is the card of Saturn, which generally is a very tough teacher. But when you learn the lesson, your rewards are great. And this is the card of the reward for the hard work you have done. And this feeling of completion and success may be overwhelming for you, may be very prominent for some of you. Something is done here. Maybe you are very proud of what you've done. Somehow this is what I feel. Very proud of what you've done. What you leave in the past is Ace of Swords. So the truth, separating the dark from the light, night from the day, a lie from the truth, endings and beginnings, new idea. Very strong energy here for you, like you're powerful. You're very much in your energy, in your element. I mean, this is air, but air makes the fire burn brighter and faster and stronger. You need oxygen to burn. So it's making you even more strong, more precise. You may have experienced a very cleansing and strong feeling of the Ace of Swords, and it made you even more sure of yourself, is what I feel. Like you're high, is what I feel here. Let's look what's the challenge, what's the difficulty here. Ace of Pentacles, another ace. So perhaps you had an idea and now you struggle to incorporate it into a physical world, into a material world. Because having an idea is something different than putting it into the ground and really doing something around it to make it grow, to make it real. So that's the difficulty, to begin in the ground, on the earth, not somewhere in the air. It has to be planted, not only in your thoughts, in reality. That's the difficulty. What to do with it? Justice, so balance, is the answer here. When I said you're high, it could mean that you're far from the earth, that you like an Icarus, very close to the sun. But when you're too close to the sun, your wings are melting and you can fall. So this calls you, hey, pay attention to the ground, pay attention to the earth. It's beneath you. And if you don't lower your flight, it will catch you this way or another. No escape from gravity here. But there is this feeling of really being high. And being high has many positive sides. The thrill, the feeling that I can do anything and everything. But also the danger of the fall. Is it worth it? Is it worthwhile? What do you choose? Excitement or satisfaction? This card says you need to balance it out. You need to put your attention somewhere a little lower than before, than you do now. The darkness, not only the brightness, the darkness, the yin, the moisture, the feminine, the receptive, it needs to be here to make things balanced. Interesting, very interesting reading for you, Leo. What's your strength? The Tower. Wow. So many major arcanas here. Only major arcanas and aces so far. This is powerful. So, your strength is Mars. This is Mars card. And Mars is very known for being the god of war. So you have this Five of Swords here. It's not a coincidence, I feel. You're ready to war. But what we need to remember about is that Mars is most of all the planet of expansion. And war is only a result of expansion when we meet somebody else. and we try to set our boundaries further. Look at this. They are setting boundaries. And here is this Ace of Swords in the ground, but nothing sprouting from here. Because it's a beach, nothing grows on the beach. You need to put your attention on the fertile ground, I feel. So your strength is expansion and the ability to expand and the ability to leave old, not functional structures behind. But there is a sense of cruelty here for me. Sense of being so decisive, even desperate, to prove you're right, that you're ready to really destroy something or destroy even others in order to prove you're right, in order to set this new beginning, in order to shine. That's your strength. But what I feel is you need to focus attention on balancing it. Yeah, you can be like a god of destruction. Yeah, you can be. Why not? It's always the matter of choice for you. But what I feel here is be careful with your strength. Be careful with your strength. Especially for those of you in the first decan. So for those of you born at the beginning of the sign of Leo, in July, be careful with your strength, because you're very powerful. What to focus on? 7 of Swords. So there's something about the power of thoughts here. Making your fire even greater. 7 of Swords is a dangerous card. I don't agree with its reputation. It's not always bad. It's very often a witty card. When you make a shortcut, something nobody would expect. Something very smart. So the brightness, it is here. But you can trespass some taboos here. So you should always check your virtues with this card. What's behind my urge to do this, to do that witty thing? What's my motivation? This is very important, to check your motivation. And be very honest with yourself. And even if you think that people may judge you because of this deed, if you feel it's right, do it. Always do what you feel is right. But be careful. Be careful with this card. I think this is also a warning that you may feel so powerful and so blinded by your own light that you may not see your real intentions here. And only then, when the damage is done, because here the damage is done, you see what you've done. But then you can only regret. It's not for all of you, I feel. Well, It may be for all of you, but especially for those from the first decan. The third and the second decan are more like peaceful, especially the last one. But this one, this can also be very dangerous, I feel. 8 of Wands. It's like you can do nothing about it. It's already happening. The machine is going. The wheel is turning. And it's like you're on autopilot. On autopilot. Things happening in a great pace. And you don't even have a time to think about it. So be careful what you set in motion this month, because it may exceed your expectations. Also in the destructive force. The vista, the outcome, the view, perhaps the advice. Let's look. 5 of Chalices. That's your card. That's a Scorpio card, but I can't remember. It's Venus or... let me check. Fire. It's Saturn. It's Saturn in your sign. So, the tough teacher in your sign. Testing you. So, this is the test of your strength. This is the test of your power. Do you know the saying, the infinite power corrupts indefinitely? What if there are no boundaries for you? What if nobody draws the line? What if it's only you that draw the line? Can you stop? Can you stop? Because there is sorrow here, you know that. The damage is done. That's the result. I want you to understand, my readings are never about what's gonna happen for sure. Never. I don't predict the future. I never do. Because I believe in free will. But what I see here is your potential energy and the potential outcome of this. If you don't put a stop in some point to your energy, the damage will be done. And it's your test, it's your lesson by Saturn. Will you be able to stop your expansion? Will you be able to restrict yourself? Because here I can see infinite expansion. But what about the others? You have 5 of Swords, you have 5 of Pentacles, and you have 5 of Chalices, which is very tough energy. A boundary, a tipping point. What am I gonna do with all my energy, with all my shining, with all my brightness and my power? Is it only me and me and me? Where's the end to it? Saturn is the planet of boundaries and restriction. So I feel this reading is about self-restriction in the light of the great power you have this month, Leo. So be careful what you do with it. Expect the unexpected. Enjoy this power. I know you will. I know you can. But remember about the boundaries. Okay. That's it for you. May the universe bless you. Thank you, and bye.